Welcome, billionaire. Congratulations on making it to the finale of The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. It's been an unbelievable journey to read with you throughout this book. I hope you've gotten a lot out of it, and it's been incredibly valuable to you and your vision and mission and goals for your life, and that you get insanely rich. I'm super pumped. I'm super excited for you. Let me know in the comments if you created your mental picture. You've gotten so detailed of it, and you've been implementing some of the things that Wallace D. Wattles is saying to implement in your life. Let us know in the comments. Let me know. My name is Vanessa Black. I'm one of the owners and founders of Billionaire. Our company, our vision and mission is to impact the lives of 4 billion incredible souls to achieve personal and financial freedom in their life. And as we develop our mind, our body, and our souls, all three of them, which is so important, as Wallace D. Wattles does mention in The Science of Getting Rich. And so we're going to dive into today. Hope you had a beautiful day, by the way, and your evening is great as well. And the last read with me session, we talked about adding increase into other people's lives. Leave them with the impression of increase. Let them leave your presence with the impression of increase. And how do we do that? Okay. Let us focus on holding our desires, living with faith and purpose, and our lives increasing to more abundant life, to fuller expression. And as we do that, we automatically translate that, and people will get the feeling. Sometimes you don't even have to mention a word, but people can feel that your life is increasing and they want to come back and be around you, So I'm super excited for you. Let's dive into chapter 16 and 17 in this reading. We're going to dive into some cautions and concluding observations in The Science of Getting Rich. You ready? You ready? Let me know if you're ready. Give me a high five if you're ready. I feel all of the high fives coming in. Through the digital, we make it happen. All right. Awesome. All right. Some cautious and concluding observations. Many people will scoff at the idea that there is an exact science of getting rich, holding the impression that the supply of wealth is limited. They will insist that the social and governmental institutions must be changed before even any considerable number of people can acquire a competence. But this is not true. It is true that existing governments keep the masses in poverty, but this is because the masses do not think and act in a certain way. If the masses begin to move forward as suggested in this book, neither governments nor industrial systems can check them. All systems must be modified to accommodate the forward movement. If the people have the advancing mind, have the faith that they can become rich, and move forward with a fixed purpose to become rich, nothing can possibly keep them in poverty. Individuals may enter upon the certain way at any time and under any government and make themselves rich. And when any considerable number of individuals do so under any government, they will cause the system to be modified as to open the way for others. The more people who get rich on the competitive plane, the worse for others. The more who get rich on the creative plane, the better for others. The economic salvation of the masses can only be accomplished by getting a large number of people to practice the scientific methods set down in this book and become rich. These will show others the way and inspire them with a desire for real life, with the faith that it can be attained, and with the purpose to attain it. For the present, however, it is enough to know that neither the government under which you live nor the capitalistic or competitive system of the industry can keep you from getting rich. When you enter upon the creative plane of thoughts, you will rise above all these things and become a citizen of another kingdom. But remember that your thought must be held upon the creative plane. You are never for an instant to be portrayed into regarding the supply as limited or into acting on the moral level of competition. Whenever you do fall into old ways of thought, correct yourself instantly. For when you are in the competitive mind, you have lost the cooperation of the supreme mind. Do not spend any time in planning as to how you will meet possible emergencies in the future, except as the necessary policies may affect your actions today. You are concerned with doing today's work in a perfectly successful manner and not with emergencies which may arise tomorrow. You can attend them as they come. Do not concern yourself with questions as to how you shall surmount obstacles which may loom upon your business horizon, unless you can see plainly that your course must be altered today in order to avoid them. No matter how tremendous an obstruction may appear at a distance, you will find that if you go on in a certain way, it will disappear as you approach it, or that a way over, under, through, or around it will appear. No possible combination of circumstances can defeat a person who is proceeding to get rich along strictly scientific lines. No person who obeys the law can fail to get rich. Any more than one can multiply 2 by 2 and fail to get 4. Give no anxious thought to possible disasters, obstacles, panics, or unfavorable combinations of circumstances. There is time enough to meet such things when they present themselves before you in the immediate present, and you will find that every difficulty carries with it the wherewithal for its overcoming. Guard your speech. Never speak of yourself, your affairs, or of anything else in a discouraged or discouraging way. Guard your speech. Never speak of yourself, your affairs, or of anything else in a discouraged or discouraging way. Never admit the possibility of failure or speak in a way that infers failure as a possibility. Never speak of the times as being hard or of business conditions as being doubtful. Times may be hard and business doubtful for those who are on the competitive plane, but they can never be so for you. You can create what you want, and you are above fear. You are above fear. When others are having hard times and poor business, you will find your greatest opportunities. Train yourself to think of and to look upon the world as something which is becoming, which is growing, and to regard seeming evil as being only that which is undeveloped. Always speak in terms of advancement. To do otherwise is to not deny your faith, and to deny your faith is to lose it. Never allow yourself to feel disappointed. You may expect to have a certain thing at a certain time and not get it at that time, and this will appear to you like failure. But if you hold to your faith, you will find that the failure is only apparent. Go on in a certain way, and if you do not receive that thing, you will receive something so much better that you will see that the seeming failure was really a great success. Yes, always, always, always. I'm going to repeat that. Go on in a certain way. And if you do not receive that thing, you will receive something so much better that you will see that the seeming failure was really a great success. A student of this science had set his mind on making a certain business combination, which seemed to him at the time to be very desirable, and he worked for some weeks to bring it about. When the crucial time came, the thing failed in a perfectly inexplicable way. It was as if some unseen influence had been working secretly against him. But he was not disappointed. On the contrary, he thanked God that his desire had been overruled and went steadily on with a grateful mind. In a few weeks, an opportunity so much better came his way that he would not have made the first deal on any account. And he saw that a mind which knew more than he knew had prevented him from losing the greater good by entangling himself with the lesser. That is a way every seeming failure will work out for you. If you keep your faith, hold to your purpose, have gratitude, and do every day all that can be done that day, doing each separate act in a successful manner. When you make a failure, it is because you have not asked for enough. Keep on, and a larger thing than you were seeking will certainly come to you. Remember this, you will not fail because you lack the necessary talent to do what you wish to do. If you go on as I have directed, you will develop all the talent that is necessary to do the doing of your work. It is not within the scope of this book to deal with the science of cultivating talent, but it is as certain and simple as the process of getting rich. However, do not hesitate or waver for fear that when you come to any certain place, you will fail for lack of ability. Keep right on, and when you come to that place, the ability will be furnished to you. The same source of ability which enabled the untaught Lincoln to do the greatest work in government ever accomplished by a single man is open to you. You may draw upon all the mind there is for wisdom to use in meeting the responsibilities which are laid upon you. Go on in full faith. Study this book, make it your constant companion until you have mastered all the ideas contained in it. While you are getting firmly established in this faith, you will do well to give up most recreations and pleasure and to stay away from places where ideas conflicting with these are advanced in lectures or sermons. Do not read pessimistic or conflicting literature or get into arguments upon the matter. No arguments upon the matter. Spend most of your leisure time in contemplating your vision, in cultivating your gratitude, and in reading this book or listening to this book. It contains all you need to know of the science of getting rich, and you will find all the essentials summed up in the following chapter. Chapter 17, the finale of today. A summary of the science of getting rich. There is a thinking stuff from which all things are made, and which, in its original state, permeates, penetrates, and fills the inner spaces of the universe. A thought in this substance produces a thing that is imaged by the thought. A person can form things in his thought, and by impressing his thought upon formless substance, can cause the thing he thinks about to be created. In order to do this, a person must pass from the competitive to the creative mind. Otherwise, he cannot be in harmony with formless intelligence, which is always creative and never competitive in spirit. A person may come into full harmony with the formless substance by entertaining a lively and sincere gratitude for the blessings it bestows upon him. Gratitude unifies the mind of man with the intelligence of substance, so that man's thoughts are received by the formless. A person can remain upon the creative plane only by uniting himself with the formless intelligence through a deep and continuous feeling of gratitude. A person must form a clear and definite mental image of the things he wishes to have, to do, or to become, and he must hold his mental image in his thoughts while being deeply grateful to the Supreme that all his desires are granted to him. The person who wishes to get rich must spend his leisure hours in contemplating his vision and in earnest thanksgiving that the reality is being given to him. Too much stress cannot be laid on the importance of frequent contemplation of the mental image, coupled with an unwavering faith and devout gratitude. This is a process by which the impression is given to the formless and the creative forces set in motion. The creative energy works through the established channels of natural growth and of the industrial and social order. All that is included in his mental image will surely be brought to the person who follows the instructions given above and whose faith does not waver. What he wants will come to him through the ways of established trade and commerce. In order to receive his own when it is ready to come to him, a person must be in action in a way that causes him to more than fill his present place. He must keep in mind the purpose to get rich through the realization of his mental image, and he must do every day all that can be done that day, taking care to do each act in a successful manner. He must give to every person a use value in excess of the cash value he receives, so that each transaction makes for more life. And he must hold the advancing thought so that the impression of increase will be communicated to all with whom he comes into contact. The men and women who practice the foregoing instructions will certainly get rich, and the riches they receive will be in exact proportion to the definiteness of their vision, the fixity of their purpose, the steadiness of their faith, and the depth of their gratitude. I'm going to repeat that again. The men and women who practice the foregoing instructions will certainly get rich, and the riches they receive will be in exact proportion to the definiteness of their vision, the fixity of their purpose, the steadiness of their faith, and the depth of their gratitude. And that concludes The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. Congratulations. Appreciate you investing this time with me as we read this entire book. I encourage you to go ahead and make it a habit, at least for the next 30 days, to listen in to this audio. Or if you have the physical book, read the book. In your leisure time, listening to the audio will keep you focused on the right activities and the information and understanding on another level. As you continue to keep that vision that you've formed in your mental, in your imagination. It's the repetition until it becomes a habit of thought. And when those other thoughts come in, you correct it. You correct it. I'm super excited for you. I'm pumped because I know what this book did for me, continue to do for me when I read the truth, and will continue to do for millions and billions of people's lives when they catch hold of this truth. They meet more people that understand this truth, that live this truth, that are this truth, and they act it in their everyday lives. They practice it, and they are an example and the fruit of the information, of the seeds that have been planted by Wallace D. Wattles in this book. Just like we plant the seed of the tree, of a papaya tree, of the apple tree, and it bears the fruit of papayas or apples. This is a seed. This book is a seed that Wallace D. Wattles wrote. And now we go ahead and produce the fruit so that it multiplies. I can't wait. Let me know what you got out of this book. If you want to share, if you've implemented, and if you've, gotten any wisdom from this book that's going to stay with you, or if you do commit to listening to it. It could take maybe, by these audios, I don't know, it could take maybe an hour and a half, maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours a day of listening. So you could be doing something else and listening to the information, maybe while you work out, maybe when you wake up in the morning, fitting it in. I know I'm going to. So I'm definitely excited for you again. I love you, appreciate you, and I'm excited. Congratulations on getting insanely rich by creation, not by the competitive way, by the right way, the creation, the way of creation, implementing what we've learned here in this book. So like it, if you like it, got value out of it, share it. This entire playlist, you can literally share this audiobook with somebody, buy the playlist, copy the link, go ahead and share it with somebody that you feel called to share it with if you've got value out of it. All right. Have an incredible day and can't wait to see you in the next Read With Me sessions inside here. Take care.